Hi folks, welcome back to the second and final part of the patch 1.1 for Long War 2 notes video. I've chosen 8 of what I think are the most impactful changes. This time we're going through bug fixes and quality of life improvements. Okay, let's get started. Number 1, they fixed a bug preventing tactical dark events from occurring. This will cause a meaningful increase in difficulty. Okay, this one seems significant. I have seen quite a reduced amount of dark events compared to vanilla XCOM 2. I don't know if this has been the reason or if this change is representative of a type of dark event being missing from the dark events pool, i.e. the usual amount of dark events is still occurring, but tactical dark events are not occurring. Either way, it does say this will cause a meaningful increase in difficulty, and if you know the Long War team, you'll know that that is worth paying attention to. Number 2. Fix vanilla setting causing AI to adjust their patrol paths in response to XCOM's movement without any direct knowledge of them. Default behavior can be re-enabled via config. So the vanilla XCOM 2 had an AI behavior which meant that they adjusted their patrol paths in response to your actions without the pod itself actually having knowledge of it. So they've fixed that, which is fantastic because it means that it has a proper real AI response now. It's the AI squads are no longer getting cheated information and responding to that. Instead, now they're responding specifically to what they know about your position based on their knowledge and based on other triggers that they might be picking up from the environment, like corpses and so on. That's a great change. Number 3, Disorient Effects will now cancel Overwatch on units that are already disorientated. We thought that this was a behavior in Long War 2, but actually it was just a bug. So you can now start using a flashbang on those annoying sentries which have been flashbanged, not died, and then on their following turn gone back into Overwatch. You can now chuck out another flashbang and it will indeed remove Overwatch on that unit. So it's not just limited to flashbangs, of course, anything that's able to put the status disorientated on that unit, like arc throwers, for example. Number 4. Fix pod leaders flanking themselves on Scamper. Wow, this is a great one. This was an unintended side effect of fixing the AI lockup if a pod activates out in the fog due to taking damage while XCOM is concealed, e.g. by spawning on top of fire or being too close to a sector pod, big chrysalis, etc. that walks on something exploding. They fixed this by restoring the original behaviour, except if no XCOM can see the scampering unit. So we were seeing this quite a lot, actually. I've been watching a variety of Let's Plays, and I've also had it in my own, where we're getting pod leaders flanking themselves, which is really helpful as a player, but obviously not very sane behaviour on the part of the AI. So it's great to see that fixed. Number 5, adding grenade targeting to XCOM game to provide smoke preview fixes. So what that means is now you'll be able to get much better information when you're about to chuck out a smoke grenade, and it's going to give us much more accurate information. That's something I've always found very frustrating about smoke grenades, is I'm never quite sure who's going to get caught with the smoke. So thank you for changing that. That's going to be magic. So moving on to the quality of life improvements now. Number 6. Regions in resistance management will now show bullets for each liberation stage completed. That is a fantastic change. One thing I've been finding a little bit challenging is that with all of the new changes in the strategic layer, there isn't always relevant and helpful information to actually discern what the hell's going on in your resistance havens or what's happening in that region. So any changes like this, Pavonis, thank you for them, and I look forward to seeing more of that kind of stuff, because we need this information to help us make decisions about how we're taking actions, what we're doing with each resistance haven. So thank you. Number 7, add the loot ability to rebel soldiers. Rebels on Rendezvous and Intel Raid will be able to pick up loot that drops, and it will be recovered at the end of the mission. Rebels in Supply Raid would work too if anyone dropped loot. Unarmed rebels on Terror missions or Recruit Raid cannot loot. Alright, that is an excellent change, and I had tried to pick up loot with rebels in the past and it hasn't worked, and I'm glad that they've made us aware of this, because otherwise I would just assume that they can't pick it up anymore. So bear that in mind, folks. You can now pick up loot with rebels. And moving on to the last one, number 8. This one's for those of you that use the console. Added a console command, which is LW4 Squad POS-T Mission Cleaner, to help if a squad gets stuck infiltrating. So that is a workaround for a specific bug that crops up. If you do have that issue where you have a squad stuck infiltrating, this may help you. I'll leave some notes on the screen as well now about how you can bring up the command console if you do need to do so. Okay, I hope you found this useful. Please do let me know if you've got any comments or feedback. If you like the video, please do consider giving it a thumbs up. Over the coming days, I'm going to be releasing a number of very short tips and tricks style videos for Long War 2, covering a variety of concepts, strategies. If you've got any suggestions for things you'd like to get cleared up, please do let me know. The first one out is probably going to be all about Yellow Alert and what that means. Take care of yourselves, folks. All the best. Bye.